Built in Cyprus, aimed for the world. Today we talk about how you can smarter deal with your ad budget. And we are today in Nicosia, and I'm talking to Andreas Anastasiades, correct? Welcome to me, and welcome to our podcast, Cyprus Business and Beyond. And let's talk about the topic and where you come from. So originally you started with a bigger agency, which is more than 40 years already on the market. Let's call it BBDO from Cyprus. But what was the original name?
Exactly. So for 13 years now, Klaus, first let me say it's great to be on the podcast. Thank you for having me. I think we're going to have a great time. I come from the world of advertising agencies. I've been working at Telia and Pavla BBDO, which is the agency that represents the global BBDO network here in Cyprus. For over 13 years, my job has been planning marketing strategies, marketing campaigns for big brands, at least for the size of Cyprus, big brands. But very recently, we launched together with the agency a company called PromoGoat, which is a smarter way for small businesses to be able to do exactly this job of marketing, digital marketing campaigns, and starting from strategy to execution.
I think that is exactly very important audience where we talk about, because this podcast maybe is the audience is very much from smaller companies, because people which want to relocate to Cyprus, usually they are running or still starting another new smaller business, and then they don't have 10,000 or 20,000 euro for monthly budget for ads. So what is your sweet spot for your clients?
Yeah, so I think the problem was founded from all these years at the agency level, where I realized that small businesses and agencies, they don't really get along. When your budget is in the couple of thousands, let's say, and you want to run digital marketing, the agencies can't really give you their full focus, their full commitment, unless you pay them a fee that's the vast majority of your budget. So if you're paying 1,500 euros per month to an agency, then you have very little left over your 2,000 euro budget to actually buy ads and actually have the opportunity to grow through buying ads. So I've seen this problem. I've seen how agencies and small businesses don't get along. I know that themselves, they don't have the capacity and resources very often to do it. So this is where PromoGoat, the idea came.
PromoGoat. It's a bold decision to take this name.
Yeah.
What was the story about that?
So PromoGoat achieves a few things. One, it gives us a mascot to play with our branding. You have the actual goat, which is a very cool branding element, I guess.
Yeah.
You also have the acronym greatest of all time, GOAT. And also PromoGoat sounds like promote.
Mm-hmm.
There's also nothing called PromoGoat that came before us. So all of these things we felt made for a great name.
That's really great. And that it's a symbol for me that you are really creative with the whole thinking. And that is what we can see here when we came in. Your agency, it's not the feeling that this agency is already 40 years old. It's still the fresh air from a new innovative company. And I think that is where you need to go today. We have this AI development everywhere. And for me, the question is, when you look at these advertisements platforms like Meta or Google or LinkedIn or whatever, usually it doesn't give me the idea that it's done for a small business. It's very complicated with a lot of different key values you can set up, and everyone is telling you different strategies. So even to find the right strategy for yourself is difficult. And once you have understood what you can do with Meta, then maybe you try to do something with Google, and it's a whole different world again. So when did you realize that these platforms are not really made for the business owners, they are more made for the companies itself?
I mean, that's a really good question. So we've seen customers from the agency side who try to do things themselves. And to be honest, Meta and Google and all these companies, they want to try and make it easy for the small business to use the tools. But in their attempt to abstract everything, they take away all the capability of proper targeting, proper optimization, all these things. So I think like boosting a post on Meta is a very fast way to waste your budget, if I'm allowed to say that. And on top of that, I'll say that each tool, however easy it tries to make it to take the customer's money and to solve their problem, they're never going to say, at the strategy level, Meta is not going to say, I think it's better that you run a Google ads campaign for this example, or it's never going to say, this is B2B, it's going to work better on LinkedIn. They have walled gardens. So PromoGoat sets itself as the strategy layer above these with cross-platform suggestions and optimizations.
Maybe it's the best situation now yet to describe a little bit more. What can I get from your solution?
Of course. So what we've tried to replicate, because a lot of the tools out there, they assume that you know what you need to do. They assume that you want to advertise on Meta or whatever. We want to replicate the agency experience where, let's understand what is your objective? What is the problem you're trying to solve here? And then we give you a plan to help maximize your chances to achieve that, whether it's, we tell you where to spend the budget. We give you a tool that's called the creative strategy tool, helps you come up with a creative direction, something that's going to resonate with my audience, something that's taking advantage of, a unique brand value that I have. A creative strategy tool was designed based on agency workflows and methodologies. But something that used to take weeks and a heavy price to deliver, now you can get in 10 minutes. Thanks to our tools and thanks to AI technology. Our search planner is our most popular and powerful tool right now. Gives you a complete Google Ads strategy for search by deep crawling your whole website, understanding your products and services and target audience, researching these keywords to see whether they actually have keyword volume and which competitors are bidding on them, how much is the CPC, and crafting with ad copies, site links, and ad grouping structure, your complete search plan. And finally, the tool that we are just releasing this week is the ad maker that takes that creative strategy we spoke about and generates ads for you. So ready to be posted on social media or wherever the campaign takes you.
It's really very interesting when you think about what you are doing, what you are creating here. In the first moment, I can ask yourself, AI is there for a couple of years already. Why has nobody else has done this kind of solution so far? Because the need is there. Everyone which wants to set up some ad campaigns feels that needs. And a lot of people are earning a lot of money with giving consultancy on that. And now you have a solution which makes more or less all these people jobless.
I wouldn't say jobless. So I'll break up the question in two parts. First, let's think about, where are humans still needed and what will be their role going forward.
Yes.
I think that the highest stakes brand work, like when you're dealing with a PepsiCo, when you're dealing with, Coca-Cola, big brands need big thinking. And so people are always going to be there for their creativity and for doing the highest stakes brand work that's needed. Having said that, I see technology being able to fulfill the need right now for the small business, the least demanding customers, the customers that are just kind of priced out of the best human work that they can get. And actually, that's where disruption happens a lot. If you look at things like, streaming or photography, like digital photography was not a product for photographers. It was a product for the everyday person who was happy with low quality digital photos. That's the beginning. So this is kind of a theory from Clayton Christensen, a former Harvard professor, called disruptive innovation, worth looking into.
Yeah. Maybe you can describe a little bit what was the feeling, what was the situation for your first users? What was the beginning? What have they done in the past? And what was the outcome after they used your solution?
Yeah, so we're happy to have, early adopters, our customers who are already using the platform. So we had a company that deals with training seminars, and for them it's very important to generate leads. So we ran a campaign for leads for them. The creative was produced by PromoGoat. The campaign plan was produced by PromoGoat, and they ended up getting 10 times our return on ad spend They fully booked their seminar, which was a very profitable result for them.
Mm-hmm. Great. So they saved a lot of money.
They saved a lot of money. They saved a lot of time. It all happened much faster than they would expect from an agency. And yeah, I mean, this is the main part of the value proposition: how fast we can deliver with accuracy and success, and for much lower costs.
Coming back to the point money, there's a lot of value in this solution. How could I afford it as a small company? What is the pricing model?
Exactly. So it's just $29 per month. That gives you access to all of the tools that we mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
And then these tools that we have so far are planning tools. They are creative tools. If you want to execute your campaign, the pricing model is 5% of your ad spend. Mm-hmm. So I think that it's fair to say, agencies, freelancers around the world, they charge between 10 and 20%. We charge 5% because the job is not being done mostly by humans, but by technology and software. So right now we have not launched that feature yet, mm-hmm. but we are helping our customers by executing with humans in the loop while we build out the full automation. We are charging the 5%. We are honoring that. That is mm-hmm. the business model. So $29 plus 5% on ad spend.
It's very reasonable.
I hope so. I hope so.
I think if you really have a small budget, it's the best solution, as what I know and what I heard about. Yeah. So is there an option to just give it a try for a couple of weeks, or what is or just have to book it for at least 1 month?
Yeah. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to release a promotional code for your audience, mm-hmm. exclusively for anyone watching the podcast or participating in your social media.
Look in the show notes.
We will give 1 month free. So we would love to, get your community's feedback and hopefully help them solve their marketing problems.
Yeah, that's really a fantastic idea. And of course, everything can only work when you earn money and live and can invest in your further development as well. So we are here in Cyprus. Do you think that Cyprus is something which is helpful, or is it just more kind of a break to get investments?
So specifically for investments, I don't think that Cyprus is the ideal place to be. Mm-hmm. This is kind of the feeling that I've gotten so far. There are definitely the positives, and there is a growing startup and tech community in Cyprus. There are people who are out there, making waves and supporting. But let's be honest, probably, a company based in the US or in Germany or in London, Berlin, mm-hmm. it's going to be different. It's going to be seen with a different eye than something starting from Cyprus. But, once you have your traction, your product is solid, you have a great team, I think investors can overcome that that kind of barrier, let's say.
Do you think that will change in the next few years, maybe? Because I think the perception about Cyprus and knowledge about AI technology it's changing.
I think it's changing too. I think the fact that since COVID, the number of digital nomads and founders from abroad that have moved to Cyprus has changed dramatically. I don't actually have the number, but to me, it feels like a huge increase. I think that having people like this around you, and for me, what works best is speaking to other founders who have been through this, who have overcome these challenges and succeeded, and just exchanging ideas, just sometimes some positive feedback. This has been the most helpful thing for me in terms of community and just surrounding people that can add value this way.
Mm-hmm. If you want to convince an investor to invest in your solution, what is the story for them?
I think that we are building something that's solving a clear problem. I think that we have a really solid team between myself, Michael, and Valerie, each one with a different, distinct, big add value. So my experience from advertising and the product side, Valerie's experience from starting and exiting businesses in Southeast Asia from the business and strategy side, and Michael as a Microsoft veteran. He was a program manager for things like AI cloud programs and blockchain programs at Microsoft, being the tech brain mm-hmm. Of everything. yeah, I mean, Y Combinator recently announced their call for startups. They said, these are the startups we want to see in our cohort. And one of the startups that was mentioned, one of the types that was mentioned was AI native agencies. And essentially that's what we are. We're replicating the advertising agency using technology, using AI.
So you're taking the train, let's say, because in future everyone is talking about, does it really make sense for agencies to exist anymore? So it's a kind of a developing story where we are middle in the beginning, maybe. So is it something where you think that will reduce the business for BBDO?
Look, I don't think so. But something that we say internally as a joke is if AI is going to be the end of agencies, we might as well be the ones doing it rather than being just an observer, right?
Yes.
But like I mentioned before, I think that human-led agencies need to be there for the highest stakes brand work. Mm-hmm. At least for our lifetime, I think that's going to be the case. Now, will some agencies be hurt by AI? I think it's very likely, yeah.
Yeah. So BBDO is, from my point of view, especially for Cyprus, it's a huge company. You're around about, what's the size of the team? What did you mention?
34 people.
34, yeah. That's a lot of
For
people.
Cyprus, it's quite big. Let's say we're in the top 5 agencies in Cyprus, yeah.
And when you think about PromoGoat, will that mean in the future that you need more employees or less?
More than BBDO, let's say? More than Telia and Bavla?
Both companies together, because you're linked a little bit.
I think there is a path where PromoGoat can surpass Telia and Bavla in terms of people hired. I mean, creating technology that's really disrupting a very big industry. And if we hit our objectives in terms of scaling, then yes, I see it. You need technology, you need customer support. You can't forget about the customer. You still need people there to support the customer. You can't offload everything to AI. Yeah.
That is really good that you mentioned that. So we'll still need some humans to talk to humans.
I think so. Yeah.
That's really nice. So what is the long-term vision then for PromoGoat?
The long-term vision is scale. I mean, we see the markets that are interesting. The most interesting markets are the US, the UK, Canada, Australia. These are markets that are statistically known to be paying higher fees in SaaS, taking advantage of such self-serve marketing products. And these are the markets that can take us to the kind of scale that we're aiming for. So we want to be, the goat wants to be a unicorn. That's the size we want to achieve.
That's a nice story, a nice idea. Do you think for the near future, you've always find the right talents here in Cyprus?
We'll always find the right
talents to have the right employees on board?
I think that there's a plethora of highly capable people in Cyprus. But having said that, PromoGoat is working with people in the Philippines. PromoGoat is working with people in Pakistan. So PromoGoat is working with people in Dubai. So we're already quite international in terms of the team that we've put together. So finding capabilities for specific things today, especially in like the high tech scene, I think it's very easy to be global, even if your headquarters are here. Having said that, one of our brilliant developers, John Lin, is a Chinese person based in Cyprus who came out from the University of Cyprus's postgraduate programs. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I see value in having people both here physically and anywhere in the world.
How do you enjoy the combination of business and lifestyle in Cyprus?
So before I started PromoGoat, I had a lot more time for pleasure and leisure. And I think that this is one of the biggest selling points of Cyprus. This is why people will move their business here, or digital nomads will come here. Just the ease with which you can have a day at the beach, or, drive to your favorite souvlaki restaurant, meet with friends to have a barbecue, yes. Go for walks at the, countryside. explore the villages. Cyprus is a great place for starting a family, for enjoying life, I think. I'm not going to complain, but for the last few months, I've had less time for all these things.
Of course.
But this is by choice, right?
Yeah. I think that is what every entrepreneur is feeling. When you want to start a new company, you have to invest more, you have to focus on the business, and the rest is a little bit second choice.
Exactly.
But of course, there's always the option just to have half an hour or an hour at the sea and relax.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that is really something what is great here. And I always like to have this kind of family feeling here. We met us at this first AI Expo here in Limassol. And I got the impression that when it comes to AI technology, it feels a little bit like it's a growing family network here now.
I think so, yeah. Cyprus is a great place to build communities because I think by nature people are very open and hospitable. And I think it's a little bit transferable to the people that join here as well. So we went to this AI Expo, we met there together. It was the first time it happened, but you saw how people blended in from different communities, whether it's like the Russian or Ukrainian expats or Germans like yourself, the local Cypriots, just all these communities, Israelis, all these communities kind of blended together to talk about one thing that's interesting to everyone.
And I think there could be a big chance for you as well in this network because you need to promote this solution as well. Of course, you can do it only with advertisements, but maybe there's another strategy with affiliates. And there are a lot of people which have big network which could be used. What is your strategy on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things we're working on for distribution is one thing that I didn't mention in our business model. There's a $29 subscription. This is for small businesses who just want to manage one brand at a time, their own brand. But we're also releasing a $99 per month subscription, and this is going to be for freelancers or small agencies who want to use our tool for their clients. And we also have the white labeling of our reporting. So you generate a report, you can generate it as your own company. And to achieve this, we're connecting with distribution partners. One such partner is XO Asia in the Philippines. And the Philippines has a huge ecosystem of freelancers, small digital agencies and digital nomads that are handling multiple clients. So we're going to go through distribution partnership, offer our business model of $99 for them handling other companies, and provide training. So not just training on how to use PromoGoat, but training from our agency experience. You know, how do you manage clients? How do you earn a living out of doing digital marketing? So kind of using this education together with our product to expand with big numbers, with webinars of hundreds of people, etc.
Great. So you're starting a kind of an academy in addition.
Exactly. Yes. It's something that we already tried for the $29 subscription for basically we joined up with the startup community here in Cyprus called Cyprusino. And we held a workshop where a lot of their network are founders and startups, and we gave them tips, you know, how to market your startup, how to do paid ad. When are you ready for paid ads? Because not everyone is ready. Not all startups can do paid ads successfully. So we gave the training. We used PromoGoat as part of the training, but it wasn't the focus of the training. And that's kind of ways to distribute the product at scale. So these kind of partnerships, the affiliate model you mentioned is also something we're looking into. We haven't coded that in yet, but it's definitely something that can be very interesting. You know, unfortunately or fortunately, our product is priced very low, so there's not much margin for affiliates. So we need to see if there's a way to make it make sense.
Yeah, at least there could be a share of this 5% as well, so it makes it more attractive.
Right, correct.
If you don't have to invest very much time, then it's only a question how much clients you can get.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that is a quite interesting solution in total. So where is the risk? Well, what kind of clients doesn't fit to you?
Yeah, so that's still something that we are discovering. So some verticals will not be so well fitted. Teams that already have a lot of know-how and are able to connect the dots together to make profitable digital campaigns for themselves. That's not who really we're after. And let's be honest, this is a very competitive space, right? Digital marketing is $1 trillion globally. So basic game theory says that there's going to be a lot of competition going after that money, using AI to solve the same problem. We are not fooling ourselves about that, but we have, our own strategy, our own moat, our own way to solve this problem, and we believe in it. So the threat is, one of the biggest threats is competition, but it's, competition is not necessarily the biggest killer of startups.
No, it's an impulse.
Exactly.
Yeah, great. So I think we got a lot of nice and interesting information from you. Thank you a lot for having you on this podcast here as my guest. And yeah, I think we will see and maybe work together on the future, how we can develop this solution into the market. That would be great.
Yeah, it was really a pleasure being on here. Gave me a chance to talk about PromoGoat. To actually, when you're explaining everything from the start to the beginning, you actually get some ideas yourself. There's a lot of value in doing it. Very happy to be giving also this offer to your community, and would love to do some more work with you. Be on this podcast more often, or any way that we can do it.
Thank you. And if you want to have some more insights about Cyprus and the business lifestyle, then please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.